everybody, it's Michelle, and today I've got for you a mat Pilates workout that is all about the arms. So we're going to do lots of different kinds of movements to work all areas of the shoulder and the arm muscles, okay? So that's really going to be our focus. You don't need any props unless you want to use some small hand weights for the first little portion that we're going to do, but it's not necessary, okay? So we're going to get our arms moving. You're welcome to stand or sit or kneel as we get our arms warmed up. I'm going to kneel down. Okay, I just want you to start circling your shoulders up and back. Okay, we're just kind of priming up our shoulders, getting them ready to move. And then let's reverse and roll the shoulders back to front. Very good. All right, now take just one arm and draw a big circle up and back. And do that a couple of times, up and back, and allow your rib cage to rotate with that movement. Yeah, and just kind of allow whatever feels good to go on in the torso. Good. Now let's do the same thing with the other arm, circling front to back. Find your biggest range of motion. Very good. And just take some nice big deep breaths into your lungs. Very nice. All right, now I want you to take your arms, bend them to 90 degrees and hold them in front of you. And I just want you to open one elbow and twist your body to that side and then close and face back front. Do that again, open and twist and then close and return. So while we're doing these arm movements here, I want you to feel like you were doing this in like wet cement or something, yes? So I want you to feel kind of lots of effort to move the arms around, yes? So I want you to almost feel like you're kind of feeling powerful through these muscles as we're moving. Even though we don't have any actual resistance, pretend like there's resistance, yes? So you'd be amazed how much work we can get the muscles to do even just with our own body weight. Yes, I want you to picture like you're swimming that arm through the wet cement. So my muscles are really active. I'm feeling my biceps, my shoulders, the back of the shoulder. Very good. Now take your hands and your elbows and squeeze them together for about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And then as you breathe in, open both elbows out to the side. And then we'll do that again. Squeeze and hold for 2 or 3 seconds. And then open wide. Good, couple more times, yeah? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So just using the pressure of our limbs against each other, we can get some nice resistance. Good. All right, do that a few more times. When you open your arms, feel like you're pressing them back into a wall. So there's energy going backwards and then in. Good, do that a couple more times. So have the same amount of attention given to opening the arms as we do to closing, even though we don't have another arm to push against back there. Very good. Do that one last time. Now open your arms and stay, and I just want you to drop your elbows down a little and up a little. Pretend like you had balloons under your arms and you were trying to pop them as you pull down and release. Yeah, I'm shaking. If you're really activating and feeling like there's something to press into, you're going to feel the muscles waking up here. Okay, now pause with the elbows at shoulder height, close them again, squeeze the hands together, and now just pump your hands and elbows up and down. So you can't go very far without them coming apart. So really feeling your pecs and shoulders nice and active for 3, 2, 1. Now pause. I want you to keep the pressure with your hands. Drop your hands down and allow the elbows to go out to the side. Raise the hands back up and squeeze the elbows together. Open and lower the hands. Lift and squeeze the elbows. Whew. My arms are burning. Yes, so pushing, 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 pushing. Very good. Do that a couple more times. And even just these tiny little movements, when we have the forces between the two arms, it's a lot of work. Good. Do that 2 more times. So nice. Make sure there's no unnecessary tension in the neck. Now pause at the bottom with the elbows wide, and I just want you to let one hand win this kind of tug of war of push and pull, and then let the other arm win. Good. So the arm that's winning, that pec is working like crazy, and then switch. And again, it's like you're in a swamp. It's hard to move, and there's a lot of pressure onto these limbs. Good. Do that a couple more times. I know it looks like we're doing the Egyptian move, but it's not quite that. Just lots of pressure back and forth. All right, last one to either side. And then drop your arms for a second. Wow, that gets things going in no time. All right, so next I want you to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Now bend your elbows, lift your heart, and squeeze under your armpits. So I want you to extend, open your sternum, and then drop your chin, reach the arms, and look back up. Do that again. Again, pretend like you've got water balloons under your armpits, and you're trying to squeeze, 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 and then let it go. Good. Couple more times. So for here, the effort is really on the pull down and then reach up. Yeah, a couple more times. Almost like you were at the gym and you had your hands on that lat pull down machine. Pull, 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 and then release. Last two. Squeeze, 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 and then let it go. So nice. Last one. Lift your heart, open the chest. And then drop your arms down. Okay, so good, you guys. All right, next, arms are gonna reach down. And again, you can be in whatever position is comfortable. I like palms forward. You can do that too if that feels good. So now we're gonna do some bicep curls. So I want you to bend your elbows, bring the palms to your shoulders, and just hold here for a second, and then return them back down. Yes, now again, if I were to do this with like no energy and just kind of flop my arms around, I wouldn't be feeling very much. But if you pretend like you're moving your arms through that sticky mud, and it's difficult, 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 and then slowly back down, you're gonna feel your muscles really working here, yeah? So I want you to actively squeeze your bicep, hold it, and then slowly release. Good, couple more times. Even without weights, we can feel these muscles really doing their job. So good. Couple more times. Take some good imagination, but we can do it. Good. So when my arms straighten, I'm thinking about squeezing my triceps. When they bend, it's all about the biceps. Okay. Now, one last time, I want you to bring the palms up towards the shoulders. Now I want you to hold this bicep squeeze. You can put your fingertips on the shoulders if that feels good. Now keep that squeeze and just slowly raise your arms up and then drop your elbows down. Do that again. Elbows up, elbows down. Now again, you can't tell, but I am flexing my biceps like crazy. And when the elbows go up, that bicep gets even shorter. Yes, so we're increasing that shortness of the bicep. Do that 2 more times. Lift and then lower. Last one. And then drop the arms down. Okay, shake it out. Good. All right, next we're gonna flip the palms to face back, and we're gonna work on the back of the shoulder. I'll turn just so you can see me a little bit better. So widen your collarbones, squeeze your triceps, and I just want you to press the arms as far back behind you as you can, and then release. Good, and my tricep is staying active this whole time. So if somebody came over and poked it, it would feel hard because that muscle is nice and turned on. Do that a couple more times. So as we're working the back, we're also getting a nice active stretch for the front of the shoulder. Yeah? And you could absolutely be holding some light weights as you do this if you need the extra or want the extra. Yeah, it's kind of fun to know that we can work our arms just with nothing but ourselves. Good. All right, now I want you to pause with the arms up. You can even lean forward a little bit if you'd like, and we're just gonna pulse, pulse, pulse up at the top end of our range of motion. Whew, very good. Drawing the abdominals gently up and in. 3, 2. Now leave your hands high, and I just want you to do a little swimming action with your hands, thinking up, 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 up. So we're alternating. Whew, now try not to let your hips go swinging around. That's not easy. For 5. Keep the hands high. 4, 3, 2, now pause with the hands high, and I just want you to bring your hands closer together and then further apart. Closer together, further apart. So almost like the thumbs are trying to touch. Mine can't quite touch. If yours can, that's pretty cool. Last 3, last 2, last 1, and then drop the arms down. Whew. Shake it out. Okay. Very nice, you guys. All right, next we're going to come down onto our all fours. So place your hands on the mat directly beneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. All right, so for now we're going to do some scapula isolations. So those shoulder blades right on the back of your ribs. All I want you to do is squeeze them together as if you had like a lemon between your shoulder blades. Try to juice it. And then I want you to spread the shoulder blades apart. Yeah, so it's a small movement. Squeeze the scapula in and then spread them wide. Yes, and you'll feel a little bit of movement, nothing too crazy. Yes, but the muscles in and around the scapula are really important as we're working our arms. Yes, having them functioning and stable and feeling really secure is a good thing. Yes, so kind of feeling these two different positions. When the shoulder blades are apart, we're protracting them wide, and then they pinch in and we retract them together. Okay, now you can continue with this, or for a fun challenge, we're going to see if we can do one arm at a time. So put one hand on the inner side of the opposite elbow and see if you can do that same retract and protract that we did. Whew, it's actually a lot of work for our abdominals to keep your body square. So the movement's the exact same, just happening with one arm at a time. So it's going to feel like your body gets a little closer to the mat and then further away. Good. Now let's try that on the other side. Whew, that puts all our body weight into that one arm. So we squeeze in and spread apart. So it's good to see that we can do this on one side at a time. Yeah, that takes a good amount of control. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Good. Whew. Okay, at any point, if your wrists start feeling stiff, you can give them a little bit of a circle. Okay, next, we're going to stagger one hand forward. So from our all fours, I want you to step one hand out, just kind of one pace in front of your other. Okay, now spread your weight out evenly between the two, and we're going to do some tricep push-ups with this closest arm. So keep the shoulders and hips square. All I want you to do is tap this back elbow to the floor and then lift it back up. And you'll notice my weight is shifting back. So I'm letting my hips kind of settle over my feet and then return. Yes, so by doing that, I'm letting the legs carry a little bit of my weight still so that I'm able to get a good full range of motion. Okay, but again, the more slow motion, like you're moving in silly putty, the more you're gonna feel the back of this arm working. Good. Now the straight arm is staying active under the lat. Yes, it's more of the stabilizer though. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Make sure the ribs don't get too close to the thighs. Now, I want you to pause just before your elbow touches the mat, and we're just going to hold here and breathe. Ooh, it's starting to burn already. Good. Leave the weight in the arms. Now, start pulsing up a little, down a little, really having that pulse come from the bent elbow for 4, 3, 2, and then straighten it all the way and come back up. Ooh, it's burning. Okay, good. Let's do that with the other arm. So bring that forward hand in, reach the one arm that we were using out to straight. All right, here we go. So my hips shift back as my elbow finds the mat, and then I push right back up. Yeah, so we're not staying there for long. As soon as the elbow touches, it's already pressing back up. Good, and I shouldn't have to side bend or change the spine at all. Yes, it's the shoulders, the elbow, and the hips that allow this movement to happen. Good. Okay, couple more times. The abs are staying active for 2. Now get down there and hold. Ooh, our favorite part. Hold it and stay. Just breathe deeply. Let the arms carry your weight here for a second. Good. Now we start pulsing up and down off that bent arm for 7, 6, 5, triceps, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way up. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, shake it out. Now we're going to do that with 2 arms as well. Okay, so here we go. Walking the hands out. Again, let's have them just right under your shoulders. Okay, so now here we go. Drop both elbows to the mat and then return. So keep the elbows in nice and narrow so they look like 2 parallel lines. Very good. So again, we're shifting back so that all the focus is about the arms. Yes, we don't have to work so much through the abs by shifting back and forth. Whew. So good, you guys. Let's do that a couple more times. Oh, triceps. Whew. Okay, let's do 3 more. Touch and lift and squeeze. 2. Now, just like before, pause just before the elbows touch. Breathe and hold. Take big full breaths in and out. Pretend you're on a beach somewhere. Woo. And now we pulse. 10, 9. Stay low without touching. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift all the way back up to straight. Ooh. And then relax. Wow. That is not easy. All right, you guys, we're gonna do one or two last things here, and then we're gonna flip to our side. So now I want you to drop to your elbows. So now it's a little bit more about the shoulder and the underarms, less than the triceps. Okay, but we're still kind of in that all fours position. So my elbows are under shoulders, hips are under knees. Now all I want you to do is shift your body weight forward, closer to your hands, and then shift it back beyond the elbows. Yeah, so I'm really moving through this nice big range of my shoulder, flexing and extending, and the abs stay strong to control the movement wherever we go. Very good. So we'll notice the hip joint is opening and closing, as well as the shoulders and the elbows. Yes, so this is super good for those muscles that stabilize the shoulder. Whew. The further you go, the harder it is, obviously. So the closer the thumb gets to the shoulder, the harder it is. Let's do a couple more. Woo. If you want to get crazy, you could try to kind of touch the shoulder to the thumb. Ooh, that would not be easy. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. And last one. Wow. Whew. Well, that was hard. Okay, now let's try that again, but in a full-on plank. So with our legs straight. If that doesn't work, put your knees back down and repeat. So here we go. Might be a smaller range of motion. That's okay. Reach the legs back. They can be hip width apart or all the way together. Now we shift forward and back. So now it's my ankles that are really helping me, whereas before, you know, the hips and the knees were helping. So allow your feet to rock forward and back. Forward and back. Go as far as you can in those 2 directions. 3 more. 2, 1. And then come all the way down. Wow. Okay, so good. All right, next we're gonna do some side lying work. So pick a side, come on down, and we're gonna be propped up on our bottom elbow. Okay, so whichever elbow you've chosen, have it directly under the shoulder. Spin your hand out to the side and then place it on the mat. Okay, knees are bent, tucked up in front of me, and then there's going to be a lot of work needed on this bottom side. So you're constantly pulling up through the obliques to keep the ribs away from the floor. So from here, this hand can be wherever's helpful. I want you just to slowly straighten the arm, squeeze the tricep, our poor triceps, and then slowly put the elbow back down. Ooh, poor triceps, we've worked them so much. And then back down. Whew, very nice. All right, you guys, a couple more times. If you feel like you need a little bit of help, the fingertips on this top hand can come down for support, okay? And you can change the range of motion by sliding your elbow further out or closer in. So play around with that. All right, the theme of the day is gonna be the hold and the hover and then pulse. Are we ready? I know we're ready, we can do it. All right, stay at the bottom and hold and just breathe. Oh, it's mean. Oh, it's not easy. Now we pulse, 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 pulse. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then straighten the arm. Woo! So good. All right, now stay on this same side, although now this other arm is going to be the one doing the push-ups. So now the arm we just worked is going to wrap around our ribs and hold on to the top side of shoulder blade. This top hand is on the floor, pretty close to your shoulder, okay? So now feel a lift under the bottom oblique. Feel like you're reaching your sitting bones to your heels as you straighten this arm, and then lightly set your body back down. Good. Now there might be a little bit of a twist. That's totally fine. In order to straighten your arm all the way, you kind of have to rotate towards the floor and then come back. Now if you're really struggling, leave your bottom elbow post it on the ground and let it help you. So that way you're using 2 arms instead of 1. That's a really good prep to get us here, okay? Let's do a couple more. Twist and then lower. Okay, and I'm gonna be so nice. We're not gonna hold and pulse on this one. I don't think I could hold and pulse. This one's hard enough. Let's do 2 more. Lift the abdominals, the obliques first. Last one. Whew. So good. All right, let's do all of that on the other side. So get onto your new elbow, turn the hand away from you. Okay, and then let's do it. Here we go. We squeeze the tricep to lift, and then we lightly touch down. Lift, and then lower. That's it. So both sides of the waist should be equally long. Yes, if we just give in to gravity, the bottom one's gonna get too long. It's not gonna be where we wanna be. Okay, a couple more times. You can use these fingertips to assist you. And again, if we're just kind of flailing through it, we're not gonna feel it as much as if we're squeezing with intention. Now pause at that hover and hold. Whew. Try to relax everywhere else. And then we pulse up and down, so small, almost touching the mat. Ooh, I think I need my hand to help. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then reach long. Woo. So good. All right, top hand to the floor, bottom arm holds the top shoulder blade. If you're feeling funky, you can move this hand around a little bit until you find your sweet spot, okay? So lift your waist away from the floor, and then that's gonna make it feel so much easier to get off of the floor. Yeah, you're gonna feel much lighter for that arm to carry because the weight is more in our legs than in the torso. That's it. Now remembering, you've got the option to leave the bottom elbow and push into it to help you lift. It's all good. Let's do 4 more. Really hold tight with that hand. Yeah, last 2. And last one. And then relax. Oh my goodness. So good, you guys. All right, come on up. I think we need one last little thing for our arms, and then we're going to be all done, okay? And we'll do a little stretch to finish. So, very last, we're going to sit with our feet out in front of us and our hands back, okay? What do you know? More triceps. So, fingertips are going to face your sitting bones if that's comfortable. If it's not, play around with turning them another direction and see how it goes, okay? Again, you can play around with how far they are from you, okay? Now, all I want you to do, don't overthink it too much. I just want you to bend one elbow and place it on the mat. My abs are engaged. Now, straighten the arm and come back up. Whew. Do that again. Now, I do have to rotate and almost side bend a little bit to let my elbow touch the floor. That's okay. And then come back up. And then do that again. So I'm feeling like I'm kind of tucking and imprinting in my spine a little bit. That way, when my elbow touches, my back isn't arched. Yeah, it's connected closer to the mat. Very good. It's really good for our abdominals too and our obliques. All right, now tap one elbow and stay. Put the other elbow down, lift one up, and then other one up. I don't care which one goes first. Down, down, up, up. You can alternate every now and then, so it'd be left, right to go down, left, right to come up. Yeah, it's almost like you're going in a circle. Whew. Down, down, up, up. Good, you guys. Keep tucking under. I know this is hard. If your elbows can't quite touch the floor, that's okay. Then just go partially down and around. So good. Okay, now come up and pause. Last thing, we're going to try both arms touching at the same time. This is by far the hardest. So tuck your tail. Here we go. Try to make both elbows touch together. Ooh, hello abs. And then come off together. Touch together. And then lift together. Whew, couple more times. Touch. And then lift. Good. Last 3. Low back tries to touch the floor. 2. And last one. Whew. All right, come up and just take a forward fold over your legs. You can rest your arms on your shins. Oh, wow. So good, you guys. All right, let's take a little stretch for our arms, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so I want you to reach both arms out to the sides. Take a breath in, reach your hands behind you, look up, and feel that nice long chest stretch. Good. Now drop your chin, wrap your arms around your body, and then fold over your legs. Very good. Do that again. Sit up tall, reach your arms out, lift your chest. Now cross the opposite arm on top, if you can remember which one that was. Grab onto your ribs and then pull your body into a forward fold. So good. Do that 2 more times. Look up, open, 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 open. Cross one arm, and then if you really grab on with your fingertips and pull, you should feel those shoulder blades widening. Little stretch for that upper back. Last time. Whew. Very good. All right, reach one arm to the ceiling, bend the elbow, and try to reach your fingertips down your back. Take the other hand to the elbow and help the hand slide further down. Good. Now lift your head a little bit. And if it feels good, take a side bend to increase the stretch of that tricep, which we worked a lot. I'm sure you remember a lot of those. Whew. And then let's do the other arm. Oh. New arm up, bend it. Use your other hand to press the hand further, head back, and side bend. All right, you guys, I hope you liked that arm-focused mat Pilates workout. If you did, please give it a like. Leave me a comment down below if you have any requests for future videos or any feedback. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and please share this video with a friend, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.